Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for watching today. Today's video I'm going to be talking about the Spanish tourist visa, and I will be talking about the requirements. I will be talking about how you can apply for the Spanish tourist visa to Spain. Alright, so if this is something you have been looking for, stay tuned and keep watching. But before I continue with the video, there are important points I want you to know. If you must apply for a tourist visa to Spain, and in case you want to visit two other countries, for example, if you want to visit Spain and Italy, it means that you have to apply for the visa in the embassy of the country you are going to visit first. So, in case you want to land in Spain and move to Italy as well, because they are European Union and there are also Schengen members, then you have to apply for the tourist visa at the Spanish embassy. In case you are going to be spending equal times in Spain and Italy, let's say 10 days each, then you are going to be applying for the tourist visa in Spain or the Spanish embassy. Now, in case you are going to be spending more time in Italy than Spain, then you are not going to apply for the tourist visa at the Spanish embassy. I hope this is clear. You are going to apply at the Italian embassy. But remember, the health insurance you need is the health insurance policy for Europe, which is equal to 30,000 euros. But you are not going to pay 30,000 euros at the insurance company. All you need to do is to go there, tell them you are traveling to Europe and you want an insurance policy that is going to cover your travel for the duration. You tell them the duration you are going to stay in Europe and they know how much they are going to tell you, or let me say they know the type of insurance to give you. Make sure you go to a legit insurance company. That is something you need to know. If you are new to the channel, my name is Milton Fonkwa. Before I continue with the video, please help me like this video and also subscribe below to our YouTube channel. So now, continuing with the video, there are 5 different steps you need to follow in order to apply for a Spanish tourist visa. Step number 1, you need to check the application form. How do you get the application form to apply for the Spanish tourist visa? You need to take the form online on the embassy's website. Somebody asked me a few days ago how he can apply for the tourist visa to Spain. The country where you are is the country where you are going to be checking the embassy's website to download the form and fill it. Make sure you put true and legit information. It is very, very important. True and legit information. Point number 2, or step 2, you gather all the required documents. For the documents, I will be giving you here one after the other. So keep watching the video as I deliver the material. Step number 3, now you need to book a visa appointment. You are booking the appointment maybe at a second party or a third party working with the Spanish embassy like the VFS Global or another office assigned by the Spanish authorities to issue visas to Spain or tourist visa to Spain, or you are applying directly at the Spanish embassy. Whichsoever the case may be, you need to book an appointment. Point number 4. Point number 4, you have to go to the embassy. Make sure when you are going, you go with your visa fee, because the tourist visa is 80 euros and you pay it at the counter at the embassy. Then you attend the interview. The interviewer or the visa official is going to ask you certain questions which you are going to answer. But remember, you must know the purpose of your trip, where you are going to be launching, where you are going to Spain, because you are not going to explore the entire Spain. So make sure you know all of this. Point number 5, you have to wait for the processing. Now, the processing time depends. Sometimes it takes 15 days, sometimes it takes 30 days. But remember that until the processing is over, before you will be called to pick up your passport or your documents. In case you are issued the visa, which I pray you get the visas, it will be stamped in your passport. But if you are not issued the visa, you would get a note explaining the reasons for rejection. Now, going back to our documents. But before I move to the documents, remember that processing time in Spain, like I said, can take up to a month or 2, depending on what is happening in the current situation or around the world. Now, also understand that a visa that will be given to you may last for just 90 days in 6 months. That is to say, that you are going to be given a tourist visa for 3 months, but not above 6 months. You understand? The visa is going to be valid for 90 days, which is 3 months, but within an interval of 6 months only. Then, some people can still get it for more than 3 months or more than 6 months, all right? So, what I mean here is, some people can get it for even 6 months in a year, all right? So, that is what you should understand. But if you are applying for the tourist visa to Spain for the very first time, you should bear in mind that this is what you are going to get. 3 months maximum within 6 months. I hope the information is clear. Now, let's go back to the documents that you need in order to apply for the Spanish tourist visa. Now, in order to apply for the tourist visa to Spain, the procedures may change with respect to countries within the European Union, and you should understand that Spain is one of those countries where a lot of tourists visit. As a matter of fact, Spain is the second country in the world where tourists visit almost every year. So if you are applying for a tourist visa to Spain, you should bear in mind that everything you are putting on the table or using at the embassy must be real and legit. That is why I say make sure your documents are real and clean to the core. Alright? So now, moving into the requirements. For you to apply for a Spanish tourist visa, it depends on where you are coming from. Now, if you are from the European Union, if you are from the EEA member zone, if you are from the Schengen zone, you do not need any visa to move to Spain. However, if you are from Africa, Asia, or any other continent, or some continents, let me put it this way, you may need a visa to move to Spain. For example, Africans, like myself, we need visas to migrate to Spain if we are going for touristic purposes or for tourism. Now, the documents you need to apply for a Spanish tourist visa include 1. The application form. Like I said earlier on, you can get the application form for the tourist visa to Spain via the Spanish embassy. It's the only place you can get this form. And make sure you download the form, fill it neatly before you submit alongside the other documents I will be explaining here. The second document you need is your international passport. In case you are going to be applying for the tourist visa to Spain, make sure that your international passport is still valid for at least 6 months. 6 months is the limit for validity, especially for students, but for tourists, you need to get at least 3 months, since you are going to get the tourist visa for 3 months. So now, what do you need? You need a good passport in order to get the tourist visa to Spain. That is the advice I can give to you. The second document you need, or the second set of requirements, is 2 passport size photographs with white backgrounds. The reasons for the backgrounds I can't explain, but you need 2 passport size. Recent passport size, I beg your pardon, let me make this clear. Recent passport size photograph, you need them to apply for your tourist visa to Spain. Now, the other documents you need is, I already talked about your international passport. The next document is your flight reservation or flight tickets. I would also like to make you understand that you must not pay these flights at once. You can equally book the flight without payment because you do not know the status of your visa, if it's going to be rejected or given. Therefore, I would encourage you to go to booking.com and book or reserve flights from there. Remember, if you are moving to Spain alone, you should reserve flights for Spain. Let your flight ticket be showing Spain or show the intervals for Spain. But in case you are going to be moving from other Schengen zones, make sure you state that on your application form and make sure you get flight tickets. Remember, if you are going to be entering more than one Schengen zone, do not lie. Make sure you give legit information. Now, the other document you need is your health insurance. The health insurance is a must. You must have a health insurance before you are able to board a plane. Now, some people would think that getting a health insurance is maybe not important, but that is almost one of the very important things you need to organize. Traveling without an insurance is like moving without oxygen. So, without the insurance, you cannot travel to Spain. First of all, you can't get the visa because the embassy wants to make sure that you have the insurance policy. So, I would suggest that you go to an insurance company, like I already explained at the beginning. Tell them your purpose or the reasons or the place you are going to. Then tell them the number of days you are going to be spending. They are going to draft an insurance to you and make sure the dates correspond. Do not put a different date on your insurance and on your application form you are putting a different date. it is going to alter everything. So make sure the dates correspond. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the bank statement. But before I go to the bank statement, the insurance is not complete. When you are booking insurance for Europe, remember the policy is 30,000 euros policy for Europe. Therefore, when you are going to the insurance company, I would suggest that you go to AXA Insurance. If AXA Insurance is found in any country you are located, those watching from Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, we all know what I'm talking about. For those in Asia, I do not know the type of insurance companies you guys have. Just go to a legit company. Now, the next thing is the bank statement. If you are self-sponsoring, make sure you have your pay slips if you are working, and make sure you provide your bank statement. For Spain, you need at least 580 euros for a period of 10 to 12 days. But make sure you increase that money, all right, so that the embassy can have confidence that you are going to return to your home country and, of course, survive out there. Now, before you apply for the visa, that is not all the money you need. You need to show money for accommodation. You need to show money for feeding. Like I said, multiply money for accommodation times 12. Add it to money for feeding, all right? Then you add other miscellaneous in and out. Then you make sure the money is heavy in the account. And make sure within that money, you also have money that you can spend when you return to your home country. And make sure that you have something to prove that you are going to return to your home country. It is very, very important. Now, with all of this, you are good to go. If you work, make sure you provide your pay slips as well. If you don't work, make sure the person giving you the money should attach a sponsorship letter to the money or to the bank statement. I hope you get the point. Now, it is very important for you to understand that accommodation is also very important. That is why I said that you need to go to other websites where you can book accommodation. If you are going to be living in a hotel, then show reservations for hotel. You must not necessarily do the payment. No. Just show reservation for the hotel and you are good to go. Make sure you calculate the money for the hotel, money for feeding, money for transportation, and everything like that. You put it in the account. Sum the total and you put in the account. Traveling as a tourist does not necessarily need a lot of money, but organization is key. Without proper organization, you are preparing to fail, and the embassy don't want people who are unorganized or not organized. They will not give you the visa. So that is something you should note. The other document I want to talk about is the cover letter. What is the purpose of the cover letter? The cover letter is a document. It's more or less like a motivation letter, but you are writing here to tell the embassy your reasons for traveling and the purpose of trip. That is the purpose of trip, and when and how you are going to be moving around, all right? Why you need the visa. So this is what you are going to put on the cover letter, and make sure all the dates you are giving correspond. Very important, they must correspond. Without corresponding or correspondence, you will have an issue to face at the embassy. So if you want to apply for a Spanish tourist visa, make sure you make the things look clean. Now, I also want to draw your attention to the fact that if you happen to go to Spain as a tourist, you are going to explore a lot of touristic sites. Spain is a country with diverse cultures, and there is a lot for you to learn. A lot of old monuments, a lot of beaches and other things you must explore as a tourist. If you manage to move to Spain as a tourist, you may not regret this in no time to come. So I will encourage everybody watching this video to try to get some money so that you apply for tourist visas, as well as, well, I'm not excluding myself. I may be applying for mine in some years to come. So let us all exploit these opportunities and see if we can move. Now, I will also elaborate that if you work, make sure you try to show a document to show that you work with a company, and of course, your employment offers or maybe attestation of contract or maybe working experience can, or maybe recommendations from your HR can help in this situation, but you must show a document that you work. So it is very important and understandable. This is the end of today's video, but before I go, please, if you are new to the channel, subscribe below and like the video. Alright, until we meet again in another one. Peace.